It's my honor and distinct pleasure to welcome you to the 32nd Annual William B. Wise Scholar Athlete Awards Recognition Program, presented virtually for the first time in our history. My name is Al Bean, and I'm proud to serve as the Athletic Director at the University of Southern Maine. These awards are named in honor of Bill Wise, the university's very first Vice President, and a strong and consistent advocate for athletics throughout his career. This year we will honor 259 student athletes, the most ever, who have met the criteria of earning a 3.0 or better GPA to earn Scholar Athlete recognition for their academic performance for the 2019-20 year. We started this program in 1987-88, and at that point in time, just 12% of our athletes qualified to win this award. Fast forward to 2019-20, 259 winners, 60% of our athletes achieving this recognition. Our goal has been to have the entire community of student athletes at or above 3.0. We've reached that and then some. Our new goal is to maintain 3.0 or better and have every team over 3.0. This past year, 18 of 22 teams achieved that goal. The other 4 are very close. This year, we will award 141 first-time winners, 63 second-time winners, 34 winning for the third time, and 20 student athletes winning for the 4th consecutive year. We also have 1 person winning for the 5th year. We're very proud of these students and the significant contributions they make to our learning community in the classroom, in the competitive arena, and in the greater community that we serve. My sincere congratulations goes out to each student athlete who has achieved this special honor, and to their parents, coaches, and support staff who have guided, nurtured, and instilled the important values and work ethic to ensure success. I'm honored to be a part of this event each year. I'd like to start by thanking our presenting sponsor for tonight's event, Saco Bay Physical Therapy, who joined with USM Athletics as a partner in our overall healthcare efforts for student athletes. Our thanks to Saco Bay for their support of this event and many others. I'd also like to thank our virtual dinner sponsor for this year's program, the Maine Army National Guard. National Guard has stepped up to partner with us in a significant way, and we couldn't be happier to have them on board. It's my pleasure to thank and recognize our additional corporate sponsors, University Credit Union, Yankee Ford, Army ROTC, and Geico of Portland. My thanks for their ongoing support of this event and many others that we sponsor each year. Once again, welcome, and please enjoy the program.
Hello, everyone, and thank you again for being with us for the 2019-2020 William B. Wise Scholar Athlete Award celebration. I cannot say enough about your tenacity, your spirit, and your resourcefulness as athletes and as scholars. This fall, we had to make a lot of tough decisions, but each one of you stayed the course and you continued to be leaders on our campus. You set an example for the university to follow with the sacrifices you've made and the adaptability you've shown. I want to express my gratitude and appreciation for your understanding, your flexibility as we navigate one of the worst pandemics in American history. The men and women honored tonight are a true representation of the heart of college athletics and the student athlete. Quality of your performance on the field is only eclipsed by what you bring to the classroom. We have 259 Scholar Athlete recipients for the 2019-20 academic year, the most ever since the program was initiated. 15 of those students have 4.0 GPAs, and the overall GPA is 3.22, the highest collective average in the program's history. Major accomplishments that show the level of excellence that we have and you have shown in representing the pack. To achieve all you have done, takes dedication that inspires your fellow students and garners the respect of the entire USM community, including me. I thank you all for that energy, for your solidarity with each other that you brought to campus during these challenging times. You took on the headwinds of a difficult set of circumstances, and you stood strong. I want to wish you all the best over the holidays, and I am extremely excited to see us all come back in 2021 to campus and the field again. Thank you for all you've done, and thank you for making us proud.
Each year, as part of the William B. Wise Scholar Athlete Celebration, the Huskies Department of Athletics honors its teams with the highest collective grade point average. With nearly all 22 of our intercollegiate programs achieving a combined GPA of 3.0 or higher, this year was exceptionally competitive. Please join Huskies Athletics in congratulating the men's tennis team as the individual team sport winner, and the Huskies women's ice hockey and softball teams as the team sport winners for the 2019-2020 academic year.
Greetings. My name is Janine Diddle-Uzzi, and I am the very proud Provost and Executive Vice President for Academic and Student Affairs at USM. Today, I am incredibly proud of all of you. I'm proud of USM, but I'm especially proud of our students. And tonight, you are being honored because of your accomplishments, not just your accomplishments on the field or on the court, and those are excellent. But tonight, you're being honored also for your academic achievement. And as the academic leader of this institution, it is an absolute delight to be able to be here and celebrate you. I know, like me, you'd much rather be together in person. And I know you have had disappointments this year. Some of you had seasons cut short. You didn't get to realize all of the dreams you had for this year. And yet, you persevered. You came together in whatever way you could. I know you practiced wherever you were and however that looked. And you made the most of this time. USM students are known for their resilience and their perseverance. And I know that you all out there, wherever you are in cyberspace, you embody that perseverance. You embody that resilience. You embody that grit that allows you to be excellent both on the court, on the field, and when you're hitting those books. So I hope tonight will be a bright spot. It's been a tough year, and I think it's important to acknowledge that. But it's also important when times are tough to take a moment and acknowledge your achievements, acknowledge the things that have been good. When I've had Zoom meetings this year, and there have been plenty of Zoom meetings for me, as I have been for you, as I'm sure there have been for you, I've sometimes asked people on the screen to take a moment and think about something good that happened that week, that day, that month. And even those little stories of little victories are so powerful in making people remember that there are still good things in our lives, and we will come out of this. So I know you're doing that, and I am honored to be with you tonight to help you do that. So I hope you know how proud USM is of our scholar athletes. Your GPAs grow higher and higher every year, and Albie never lets me forget what achievers you are in the classroom and out. You are leaders at USM. You are role models for your fellow students. And I hope tonight brings you a little bit of joy. And I am working with the athletic department to get as many of you back on the field, back on the court, back out running those trails and doing all those things that you want to do together. I'm working with your athletic department to make that happen just as soon as we possibly can. So enjoy the night. Congratulations, and thank you for letting me be a part of it.
In addition to our 259 William B. Wise Scholar athletes, USM Athletics would also like to take the time to recognize the outstanding team and individual academic achievements of our student athletes and programs. Being a Division III student athlete requires uncommon levels of dedication, work ethic, and balance. And as in years prior, our Huskies have risen to the occasion. Congratulations. It is now my privilege to introduce our first student speaker, Raul. Raul hails from Puerto Rico and will graduate in 2021 with a degree in athletic training. A 4-year participant on the men's wrestling team, Raul is the kind of person who immediately forms a positive impression on everyone he encounters. In conversation with USM wrestling coach Mike Morin, he emphasized the following regarding Raul's character traits. Raul has had a tremendous impact and has been a key member of the Huskies wrestling team throughout his career. Heading into his senior year, Raul has represented USM at the NCAA Northeast Regional Championship twice, earning all-region accolades in 2020. In addition to serving as a staple in the Huskies lineup, Raul has led by example both on the mat and in the classroom, earning William B. Wise Scholar Athlete honors the last 3 years. In addition to being an excellent student, Raul is very active in student life as well as in his church. I also had the opportunity to speak with several of Raul's teammates. Today I'd like to reference Juan Bernaz's sentiments. Juan has known Raul for the past 5 years. They first met in high school at Somerset Academy in Florida after Raul transferred to that school from Puerto Rico. Juan conveyed what we all observe of Raul on a daily basis, that he is an outgoing, friendly, compassionate, and dependable human being who is always willing to lend a hand to anyone in need, whether it be a close friend or a complete stranger. He also witnesses Raul continue to break barriers. As Juan conveyed, one of the things Raul and I had in common was that we were both originally born and raised outside of the U.S. While I arrived to the U.S. at a much younger age, Raul did not enter the States until late in his high school career. Fast forward 1 year, and we both find ourselves in college, in Maine, which is a very strange place for both of us. In this strange place, I observed Raul immediately click with his surroundings, becoming involved on campus from the start, in SAC, on campus diversity groups, in his major, and in campus life. Raul has not let the adversities that are faced daily by Hispanic minorities in the U.S. slow him down. He is an exceptional human being who demonstrates the right thing to do in every aspect of his life. Raul continues to inspire me and my teammates through his actions each and every day. Such a fitting tribute from a good friend and teammate. With that said, it is my honor to introduce Raul Ghirbolini to our audience today. Please join me in recognizing Raul's achievements as we welcome him to the podium.
Hello everyone, my name is Raul Ghirbolini and I am a senior member of the USM wrestling team. First off, I would like to thank Alpine, Kim Turner, and the entire athletic training department for giving me the opportunity to speak today. It is an honor. So how can I sum up in a meaningful way my 4 years at USM as a student athlete? Naturally, when reflecting on my experiences, I like to think where it all started. I have been wrestling for around 11 years now, and I first started wrestling in my hometown club in Carolina, Puerto Rico, as a chubby little kid that wanted to get in shape. I did not know what the future would look like for me in the sport, but I had faith and I had trust in the process of the sport. I went on to be very well known in the wrestling community in Puerto Rico. Everyone knows the Ghirbolini. And the biggest joys and motivations behind my growth in my wrestling career was being able to represent and have success in various international tournaments for Puerto Rico prior to coming to USM. Now, becoming a university student was definitely something else. In addition to normal challenges to adjusting to university life, in my first semester, my family experienced Hurricane Maria. This was a major hurricane that left me with no communication with my family and also very worried. Not only was I away from my home and the people I love, but unexpectedly a hurricane changed my island in unconceivable ways. Thankfully, I was able to fundraise for hurricane relief at USM with the help of USM Athletics. Special shout out to Christina and Coach Sam Allen for helping me make that happen. I was also able to do fundraising for hurricane relief through my church in Gorham. And with those funds that were up to $3,500, I was able to send it back to my church back home to help families in my hometown who suffered as a consequence of the hurricane. I did not have a great start for my first season in wrestling, but thankfully that first year it picked up halfway through. That semester was definitely my hardest. I had felt pain and homelessness that I had never experienced before. What I thought I wanted at the beginning, what I imagined it will be, and what I now am is sure very different. So throughout my years at USM, I have experienced negative situations, but overcome them through my faith and good relationships that I've been able to cultivate here at USM. I'm very grateful to my coaches and my family. And I remember a piece of advice from the thousands that have come from my parents, and it was to stay busy, mantente ocupado. That's exactly what I did. So now I'm in my senior year, and for a kid that was only sure that this was the place to wrestle, I am now strengthened and with direction. Grateful and happy with my choices over the years at USM. My third year as an RA, I'm 3 credits away from graduating with my bachelor's in athletic training, and with the flexibility of USM programs, it has afforded me the opportunity to choose. As I am currently taking courses towards my master's in public health, which I will finish in a year after graduating from my bachelor's in athletic training. I had many challenges, especially being the only person of color in my major, and one of the handful of Hispanics in the school. Even with the challenges that come with being a minority, I was able to carve my path because of my resiliency and my capacity to ask questions and to look for opportunities. So for me, I see a clear path that started as an undecided student, choosing the athletic training major, studying a master's in public health, and planning a doctorate in physical therapy. So, USM opened doors for me. And if I wanted one idea for all of you to get out of this speech, who still have time at USM, is to embrace the process. No matter who you are, you can make connections and build relationships that will help you. Become leaders in any professional aspiration you may have, as long as you work hard and set your minds to it. There is much that is possible, and it's okay to be afraid of what awaits in the future. But just know you are not alone, whether it's family, friends, the university, coaches. There will always be someone that will pick you back up after you fall and guide you in the right direction. Thank you.
Each year at this banquet, we pay special tribute to those individuals on campus who have supported our student-athlete body. As a student-focused, everyday institution, it's important that we all do our part to support President Cummings' 10 goals for success. Goal number 2 strives to have 80% of our students state that at least one individual, faculty or staff member, knows them well, supports them, and believes in them. When I asked Raul if he had such an individual in his life, he recognized that he in fact does, and conveyed the influence that Meredith Madden, Associate Professor of Athletic Training, has had on him throughout his collegiate career. Meredith Madden joined the Athletic Training Education Program at USM in 2018. Her areas of expertise focus on healthcare administration and the professional responsibility to better prepare and mentor students for a successful transition to practice. In Raul's words, as one of the few Hispanics and people of color in my major, I found the transition to USM to be difficult. Through the first year, I immersed myself in everything I could, and it wasn't always easy. Academically, moving forward, as I transition from a USM student into a professional career, it is very important to me to have a solid understanding of my professional identity. Dr. Madden helped me to fully understand who I want to be as a healthcare provider. As I enter the workforce, I want to be able to give the very best care to all of my patients. Dr. Madden consistently provides this aspect of the job the necessary importance it deserves. I am very grateful to her for the outstanding mentorship she has provided to me throughout my career at USM. On behalf of our department, thank you, Dr. Madden, for your support and mentorship of Raul throughout his education at USM. Your work is greatly appreciated.
In addition to all 259 of our Scholar Athlete winners, many of our student athletes and teams earned numerous academic honors for their great work in the classroom during 2019-2020. I'd like to highlight one group in particular. This past year, we had 15 members of our athletic program achieve a 4.0 GPA for the year. This is a tremendous achievement given the many responsibilities that these students have to balance: academics, athletics, family, work, and social life. Congratulations to each of you on this exceptional performance. Very well done.
It's now my privilege to introduce our second student speaker, Shannon Colbert. Shannon represents the class of 2021, attended Tilton School in New Hampshire, hails from Massachusetts, and will graduate from USM as a double major in finance and marketing with minors in both accounting and honors. A three-time team captain for the women's ice hockey team, Shannon is held in high regard by all, not only for her outstanding play on the ice, but also for the strong leadership she provides to her teammates and to the Huskies hockey program. Teammates conveyed the following regarding Shannon's leadership style. Shannon is a one-of-a-kind athlete in person. She's the player that no one wants to play against, but everyone wants on their team. Whether it be in her internship, her academics, or as an athlete, she always puts her best foot forward and leaves no regrets. She is treasured as a teammate, sister, and captain. To follow, USM women's ice hockey coach John Lozier emphasized the following regarding Shannon's character traits. Coaching Shannon Colbert during her collegiate years at USM has been my distinct pleasure and honor. I have witnessed Shannon positively impact the Huskies women's ice hockey program in many ways. To clarify, Shannon's impact on the program is more than just her tremendous talent and her energetic presence on the ice. Shannon always presents a positive attitude and a tireless work ethic. Since her arrival to campus, I have relied heavily on Shannon's leadership to help assist with the incoming freshmen. In essence, she has helped reshape the culture of our team. Shannon is the perfect example of why I love my job. She makes coaching easy, listens intently, learns from mistakes, and she is what all coaches pray each player will be, a coachable player. Shannon has helped me to become a better coach, and I'm incredibly grateful to her for that. In addition to being an amazing hockey player, Shannon has shined academically. To be a successful student athlete in college can be incredibly demanding and sometimes overwhelming. Shannon is the perfect example of a successful USM student athlete. It is obvious that Shannon is a bright light in these difficult times. Personally, I have enjoyed working with Shannon over her last 4 years and greatly admire her ability to remain calm in stressful situations, as well as her keen ability to provide her very best effort on a daily basis. I ask that you please join me in recognizing Shannon's achievements and welcome her to the podium.
Hello, my name is Shannon Colbert, and I'm a senior and have been a member of the women's ice hockey team for 4 years. First off, I want to say thank you to Al Bean and the rest of the athletic department for asking me to speak today. I've been to this ceremony every year, and I've watched many student athlete speakers before me, so I'm honored to have been chosen and to follow in their roles. 4 years ago, coming into college, I had absolutely no idea what I wanted to do or who I wanted to be when my time was done here. 4 years later, I still don't know exactly what that is either, but I'm a whole lot closer to finding out. This is due not only to my academic experiences in the classroom, but from what I have learned while being at the rink as well. These lessons that have shaped my college career will be taken with me as I continue into my next step of life, no matter what that may be. The first lesson I've learned is to always show up. Whether it be for a future class I take, a job interview, or even a family party, show up. Some of the most important events in our lives take place simply because we made the decision to show up. This lesson has become even more evident recently with everything that has gone on this year. We can all realize this past year has been hectic to say the least. Going from being around your friends every day to quarantining at home for months, we've all been through a lot. Yet as athletes, we have experienced something very different from many others. That being that we all had to go without our respective sports for almost 6 months. For me, this was the first time in my entire life that I had gone 6 months without stepping onto the ice or even just into the rink. It was an enormous change, to put it lightly. And I know I was not alone in this because many other athletes found themselves in the same situations, and we had to get creative with how we stayed involved with our sports. Whether it was a Zoom Zumba class my team took together, a team game at Kahoot, or doing a virtual game night with friends, we were able to find ways to stay connected and show up for each other. Now, being back at school, we can all acknowledge things are different, and for many of us, this is not how we expected our senior seasons to go. Yet here we are every day showing up and putting in the work. The field house is still packed, only up to the capacity allowed, of course, but teams are still getting in their training multiple times a week. It would have been easy for any of us to give up and not have to deal with the many guidelines having to be followed, but as athletes, that's not how we're wired. We have been able to adapt and overcome the mask wearing and limited numbers at practices because we have been raised to always show up and keep going. Yet most importantly, we do this because we love the game. A positive I have found through this whole experience is just simply enjoying hockey and being around the rink again. This practice-only experience has given me the chance to find a newfound appreciation for hockey as well as my team. So I want to applaud all of you for sticking it out for the sports we love, because we will get back to it one day, and when we do, we will be ready. Outside of the athletic world, collegiate sports have and will continue to have an impact on every one of us. When it comes to the real world, being a student athlete carries more weight than we think. When people find out that you're a college athlete, the first question often is, how do you balance it all? And honestly, sometimes I ask myself the same thing. There are girls on my team who take 6 classes, come to the rink every day, have an internship, and even work a part-time job on the weekends. With a schedule like that, it makes you wonder where you fit in any time for homework or even time with friends. But I think what people do not realize is that being an athlete is what makes all of this possible. These time management skills I have learned through hockey have transpired in many other aspects of my life, and I'll be able to take these into whatever I choose to do next. I recently had an interview for a potential job after graduation, and one of the first things she brought up to me was the fact that I was an athlete. It wasn't my GPA, my course load, or even my internships I have partaken in. The first thing she took away from my resume was the fact that I played hockey. It took me by surprise at first, because it's not like playing hockey was a qualification for the job by any means. But then I realized all of the skills and lessons it has afforded me. Whether it be learning how to deal with the dynamics of a team, learning how to effectively work with others, how to manage our time appropriately, or how to take criticism and be coachable, these skills we have attained are unique to our experiences in athletics and will continue to benefit us in the future. Now, underclassmen, I'm sure you hear it all the time, about how the 4 years goes by fast and you need to enjoy it. You're often told at the end of the day you won't remember the wins and losses or the amount of goals you scored, because 10 years down the road, those will all just be trivial numbers. Yet what you will remember are the memories created with your team away from the court, field, or ice. I'll be the first to admit that some of the games I've played may stick in my mind a little more than others, like our triple overtime playoff game against UMass Boston last year. That game was one for the books. Yet some of the most memorable moments, even within that game, came in the locker room between the 5th and 6th periods. Being able to look around the room and laugh, with all the same question running through our minds of, are we really still playing right now? But even so, when this is all said and done, and I play my final game at USM, whenever that may be, I will remember far beyond the points tallied or records from each year. I'll remember the team dinners, wing nights, pumpkin carving contests, the team screams, and the endless Celine Dion karaoke sessions in the locker room. Most of all, it is the relationships I have formed over these past 4 years that I will take with me. Being a USM athlete has given me the chance to play with old teammates I haven't seen in years, new teammates from across the globe, as well as have 2 years playing alongside my little sister. All of these cannot be replicated, and every teammate has and will continue to shape me to the person I am today. So for the rest of the year, and for underclassmen who still have some time left, show up, enjoy the memories, and be present. Because it goes by fast, and in a few years, maybe you'll find yourself up here giving this very speech. So congratulations to all the athletes who have made it here again, and remember to keep showing up. Thank you.
One of our goals at USM as an institution is for each student to find a mentor, a person who they trust and can rely on, someone who helps to shape and improve their experience. When Shannon Colbert was asked who among the faculty and staff had most influenced her or who has been a mentor to her, she quickly pointed to Kim Turner, Associate Director of Athletics. This is certainly no surprise to those of us who know and work with Kim. Shannon pointed out that Kim has always made time for her and helped her to manage many difficult situations personally and with her sport. She went on to say that Kim has helped her to develop her leadership skills as part of the ice hockey team, and that her guidance and willingness to listen had been critical to her personal development. In summary, Shannon said, Kim has always been there for me, no matter what I needed, and she's made my USM experience much more enjoyable and worthwhile. Congratulations, Kim, on making it.